Welcome to 3D Amazon FBA. I've been getting some requests to do like a prepping video to show how I prep my product and things like that. So today I'm going to give you guys a quick tutorial on how I do things. So first off, I try to start with the stuff that has labels on it, like price tag labels. Ross is usually like really easy to take the labels off. But DD's Discounts has the most, the best glue ever known to man on their labels, because theirs are actually quite tough. This is a Ross label, and Ross, you can see right there. This is a gift for somebody, so don't go sourcing this. This isn't even on Amazon. But anyways, so with Ross, you can usually, just kind of peel it back a little bit, and it comes right off, as you can tell. So I don't have anything with a label on it other than this, so I'm just going to pretend it's DD's Discount. So what I do is I just get a can of WD-40, paper towel, spray it on there a little bit. It doesn't have to be too thick, just a little bit. I take the label, sorry this is kind of bulky, and I just kind of rub it on there. I'll input it on Inventory Lab. And I'll put right across the barcode, which on here is right here. This is where you'll put your label. I use 1 by 2 by 1/8 inch labels, and this is where you'd put the label, right across the barcode. So with that sitting, I just set it off to the side and I move on. Alright, next up I'm going to show you how I do glass. And this is just some jalapenos I have in the fridge. So I get 2 pieces of bubble wrap for anything that has a liquid in it. If it's like something really small, I'll use 1 or I'll trim it up. But 2 pieces, so it's perforated right in the middle to tear. So 2 squares. And then I just wrap it up real nice and neat, real nice and thick, because especially if it's liquid inside, you don't want it to break and ruin your inventory. So I use a little bit more bubble wrap than the size of the bottle needs. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. But yeah, anyways, you know what I mean. So I get 2 squares, and then I just get a poly bag like this. Make sure your poly bags always have the suffocation warnings on it. That is a requirement for Amazon FBA. So you go ahead and stick it in the poly bag like that. You seal it up. I try to seal it as tight as I can. I try to use a smaller size bag that I can. I have 5 different size poly bags here, so I try to make it fit as tight as possible. And I always put the label on the opposite side of the suffocation warning. That's just my own personal preference, but I would put the label here, the Amazon label. And the last thing I'm going to show you is like how I box like bundles and stuff like that. So again, this is something I just got out of my kitchen. So say I was selling these 2 boxes of Hamburger Helper together. I sell like a lot of bundles, so just get a poly bag like before. So I get my poly bag. I seal the poly bag like this, again nice and tight. And then you would put the barcode on the bottom. And it also helps, I don't do it too much when I poly bag stuff, but I have these stickers, these do not separate stickers. And you can put those on the bottom to give people from Amazon so they know not to separate stuff. I actually had that happen to me. I had opened up a wholesale account with this company down in Florida, and it was like a spices. And I forget how many bottles, but say like 60, 80 bottles, and they were sold in bundles of 2. So I had like 30 bundles, and whomever checked in my stuff had opened up all my bundles, doubled my inventory, and before I caught it, the product started selling. So I had all these returns. I had to bring all the product back to me, back to my place. So I had to pay for that. Then I had to rebundle it. And then I had to send it back into Amazon. I lost hundreds of dollars on that. And you know, having the sticker on there should have handled that. Sometimes I do get stuff that's really big, like I do sell these cookies that come in a box like yay big, and I don't have any poly bags that really work well for that. So you can tape it. So I'll tape around the 3 boxes instead of putting in a poly bag, and I'll put one of those stickers on it. And you always want to cover the barcodes. That's the rule I go with. Is I always just cover the barcodes, so that way the people at Amazon aren't wasting their time scanning the wrong thing. You know what I mean? So now that I explained that, so now it's time to remove the label. So what I do is I have, where did I put it? Here we go. So I have just a little label remover. The one I have, or the one I bought, came with I think 3 or 4 different ones. This is the one I use. The other ones they had were metal, and I was messing up boxes on it. So all you do is just kind of scoop under it, just real gently, like that. And then you can usually tear it back a little bit. And if you're having trouble peeling it off like this, keep using your tool, and it'll come off most of the time. And especially at DD's Discounts, there's always a residue left behind. So I take the same rag that's a little bit wet, and I wipe off all the residue off of it. And then of course I dry it. And that's all you do to remove labels. And it's really easy. You know, sometimes it's a little bit time consuming if you have something that's, you know, like easy to move, that's not cardboard, you know, like the little thin plastics and stuff. But that's what I do to remove labels. And that's pretty much all I do for prepping is, you know, I do my bundles, always cover the barcodes. Make sure you have suffocation warnings on your poly bags. You know, I use 2 by 1 1/8 inch labels. So here's the size labels I use for my Dymo printer. 1 by 2 1/8. And, you know, I use 2 squares of bubble wrap for stuff like this, so it doesn't break. And that's really all there is to it. Hopefully you guys got some value from this video. If you can like and subscribe to my channel, I'd really appreciate it. And the stuff I showed you, like poly bags and stuff like that, in my little tool, I'll have descriptions down the bottom if you want to pick that up. Thanks for watching.